Hi everyone, this is Migs from Sneaks and Ball PH, and today we have a detailed review and unboxing on the Curry 8 Feel Good Flow. To start things off, I would just like to give a congratulations to Under Armour and Steph Curry because they were able to launch the Steph Curry brand in November. This was definitely big news because we really haven't seen this happen ever since Jordan kind of made his own brand from Nike, and we all know how well that turned out for MJ. I am also pretty excited to play in these because for the most part, Currys haven't really been my cup of tea. Because yes, Currys are known for their good traction and good support and stability, which I do really like. However, they are also infamously known for having a tremendous lack of cushion, and I do put good cushion in such high regard, which is why Currys have never really been my thing. However, they did mix things up a little bit in the Curry 8, so I will detail that shortly. It was also nice that just a few games into the season and a few games into wearing this for the first time, Steph Curry erupted for a career-high 62 points against the Blazers, wearing the Curry 8 in a blue and white colorway. So with that out of the way, let's get into the unboxing. So the box on the Curry 8 is a Curry brand box. There really isn't any Under Armour branding except for maybe in the sizing and colorway information on the side. But aside from that, it's a pretty new box. You have the Steph Curry logo here on top. I do appreciate that it is an S and a 3 and it's doing the 3-point sign. But in my opinion, I just don't really like the logo too much. But you know, it just might grow on me eventually. You have that same Curry logo on both sides of the box. And you also have Curry written here on the front of the lid. It is a very nice and premium feeling box, and I wouldn't really expect anything less from a technically new brand unveiling its first ever signature shoe. So just popping open the lid and just a standard style box. And it's actually pretty nice. The insides of the box are yellow. So that's a pretty nice touch because normally it's just very plain. You have Curry logo on the really thin paper. It right off the bat looks like a running shoe, but it also is super light, and we'll talk about that more later. And the reason why I have these two shoes beside me, namely the Curry 4 and Curry 6, because it kind of reminds me of a little bit of both, because it feels as lightweight as the Curry 4, but the materials and the overall comfort of the shoe feels pretty similar to the Curry 6. So just putting this down for a while and getting the other shoe. It actually looks a lot better on foot than in hand, in my opinion, but it does feel really good, you know, just carrying this around because it is so lightweight. So if you are a fan of really lightweight shoes, then this might be a pretty good option for you. So just getting the other shoe, and here you have it, guys. This is the Curry 8 Feel Good Flow. Then for the tech specs of the shoe, we're gonna start off with the traction. So the traction on the Curry 8 is actually really interesting because there isn't any rubber on the outsole like a normal shoe. Instead, what you have is a one-piece foam midsole and outsole. This is definitely very interesting because this doesn't really get done on basketball shoes. However, this is quite common in very lightweight running shoes because most of the weight of a shoe is based on the tooling, which means the midsole and the outsole. So they pretty much shaved off a lot of weight by not putting any rubber on the shoe. I did try these out on my wood floors here at home, and they were sticking really well, which makes me really excited to try these out on court because I have a feeling that this will be the best traction of 2021. Of course, the only concern of having foam on your outsole is the durability, and I do have to be completely honest, you really have to play with these indoors. And I don't just mean that you have to play primarily indoors, I mean like you have to only play indoors when you're wearing this shoe. Then moving on to the cushion, it's actually that exact same foam, which is what they call their Flow. The Flow cushioning is a brand new cushion setup, and it definitely has a different feeling compared to Micro G and Hover. But from just walking around here at home and, you know, giving these a little bit of that jump test, it does feel like a pretty comfortable cushion setup. It definitely doesn't have the same feeling as like Bounce or Boost from Adidas or React and Cushlon from Nike, but what it does provide is some adequate impact protection, a tiny bit bit of bounce back, and really good heel-to-toe transition and mobility. The cushion definitely matches its name because it does feel super smooth, and it really does allow you to move pretty freely while still having good cushion underneath. Then for the materials, you have an almost entirely knit upper. However, you do have these pretty thin synthetic leather panels here on the lateral side that runs from the forefoot to the heel, and the medial side where it runs from the midfoot back. You also have this plastic external heel counter and these two leather pull tabs, one in the heel and one on the tongue. That knit upper definitely feels very good on foot and is another thing that reminds me of the Curry 6. However, in my opinion, it feels even more comfortable than those. The knit on the forefoot and the tongue is definitely more stretchy and feels really soft and plush. However, you do have this pretty thick rand of knit that's very tightly woven that runs all the way from the sides to the toe. This will definitely help with containment as well as durability, and in my opinion, this is definitely the best way to implement knit by having it very stretchy here on the tongue and in the heel because you do have that one booty construction, and then having tightly woven sections of it as well as these synthetic overlays for good lateral support. Then for fit and sizing, I did go true to size with the Curry 8 and it fits me perfectly well. It is a pretty perfect one-to-one fit because you do have that stretchy knit on top that really wraps around your foot and gives it a nice snug hug. It also isn't too snug that it feels constricting, and though you do have overlays, they aren't thick by any stretch, so they should be able to conform to your foot shape nicely. So for my recommendation on the sizing, you should definitely go true to size if you have a narrow foot or a normal width foot. And then for the wide footer, since that foam does come up on both the lateral and medial side, I think you should go up half a size. Then for the aesthetics on the shoe, here on the outsole and midsole, it is that same white foam, and it definitely has a pretty unique look and pattern to it that makes it distinct from other foams such as Boost or React. Here on the underside of the midfoot, you do have this black plastic midfoot shank with an Under Armour logo. Then on the medial side of the midsole, you actually have Under Armour's Flow branding, which is there in this sort of sparkly silver. Then moving on to the upper, that knit is almost entirely black, except for the top of the ankle collar that is this aqua blue. You also have a little bit more of that aqua blue here on this top lace loop, as well as that Curry logo here on the top of the tongue pull tab. The heel tab here at the back also has that aqua blue and has Curry written on it as well. Then for these synthetic leather rands on the medial and lateral side, you have this pretty unique abstract design that has a lot of colors. It kind of looks like they've all been sort of painted or splattered on there, and it gives a very cool look and pop of color to the shoe as well. Then here on the heel counter, you do have text that reads ICDAT SC30, which is pretty much what we've come to know and expect with the Steph Curry shoes, is that it always has the I can do all things, which is directly lifted from the Bible. You also have this pretty cool Easter egg here at the back, which was explained by the designer of the shoe. So here you actually have 5 stars, however 3 of the stars are popping out and 2 are kind of embossed in. And this is kind of to show the underdog story of Steph Curry, because he wasn't a 5-star recruit like Anthony Davis or like Blake Griffin or James Wiseman, but he did make it to Davidson and really put them on the map, and he went to Golden State and pretty much turned that franchise around and won 2 MVPs, 1 unanimous. You have some more Under Armour branding here at the back of the heel of the midsole, and then here on the lateral side of the heel, you have that Curry logo. Then lastly, inside the shoe, you just have black on the sock liner and a multicolored abstract design on the insole as well. Then for the overall aesthetics, at first glance, the Curry 8 really looks kind of like a basketball shoe mixed with a running shoe, and it definitely is understandable because the midsole is the outsole, just like some running shoes, and you have that really airy and stretchy knit on top as well. However, I definitely have grown to like these, and seeing Steph on court wearing these shoes, it actually looks pretty cool on him, and hopefully when I take these out on court, I look cool in them as well. But regardless, I do like how sleek and streamlined it looks. Plus, I like the balance in this colorway as well, because you do have a black upper but a white midsole, and in between that, you have this multicolored design. I do, however, like the newer colorway, which is the white and gold one, because I just am such a sucker for white and gold. But honestly, this isn't far behind, and for the most part, the colorways that Steph has been wearing were also really nice, like the blue and white one. So in my opinion, the Curry 8 is actually a very versatile shoe when it comes to colorways. Then for the price, the Curry 8 retails for 7,995 pesos here in the Philippines, or $160 US. For the price, you do get really nice and comfy materials, and you also get a very smooth feeling and lightweight shoe. The only problem is that if you pay $160 US for these and it doesn't have a rubber outsole, I'm not sure if you'd feel like you'd get your money's worth, because durability would definitely be an issue. But if you do play play indoors only and you don't walk around your shoes outside on the sidewalks or the streets, then these should still last you a pretty long time. However, I do have some good news for everyone here in the Philippines, because if you order these Curry 8 shoes on Zalora, you can actually apply the success voucher, which will reduce the price to around 6,400 pesos, which is a discount of around 1,500 pesos or $30. So there you have it, guys. That was my detailed review and unboxing on the Curry 8 Feel Good Flow. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Then if you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Also, make sure to join the Sneaker Hunters Facebook group, because we will be having a giveaway once we reach 1,000 subscribers. So I'll make sure to leave a link to the Facebook group in the description. Then if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot here at Sneaks and Ball PH.